alaikum ƴan uwa muna gaisuwa mun zo muku da wannan shiri don ku samu karuwa Haya TV da Liti Creation.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Joy Preston and I will be your host right here on Baina News Store on BainaTV. I'm joined here with Miss Anita Asamoah, public health advocate and social media activist. Our headlines for today are: President Nana Akufo-Addo says the court has affirmed his victory. Why the court dismissed Mr. John Dramani Mahama's petition. Mr. John Dramani Mahama disagrees with the Supreme Court on the ruling, and Akufo-Addo will go down as worst leader in corruption fight, says Ofosu Kwache, former Deputy Information Minister. And the kidnapped Takrady Girls Trial Defense Council abandons the case. A woman in the suburb of Kokomlemle has been found dead this morning. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Salamu alaikum ƴan uwa muna gaisuwa mun zo muku da wannan shiri don ku samu karuwa Haya TV da Liti Creation mun fito da sabuwa tare da ambassador Peace don mu samu sharkuwa. Wannan rayuwa da muke ciki babu gaskiya, ana ta yaƙe ana zama cikin damuwa. Ni dai Liti sai na gan kamar nayi tsintuwa saboda cikin rayuwa ta babu wani furuntuma. Nayi rantsuwa da Allah mai sammai da kasai, rayuwar mu a nan duniya fa yana da ban tausayi. Zama cikin hadari da zama cikin tsautsayi, haɗin kai ne ba mu da shi, sannan kuma ga sun kai. Ku bar mu yi daya mu kama hanya mu je, mu nemi zaman lafiya ko da nawa ne mu sai, neme shi tuntuni neme shi a gurguje. To ambassador Peace tare da ita kuma me kuka ce?
Garin namu ne mu duba kai ya rarrabe, one love peace muna son unity, ni da kai mu yi guda don power is the ability. Ka so na waje kamar na gidanka no kalami, domin mu duka mun zo ne mu duka za mu tafi. Malamai na wasi wai mu ganci nan mu bari, munafiki munafuka shari ba ta muna gari, da yawo base to base suna kulla shari bai da kyau, ku bar mu gamu suriya guda. Hausawa na cewa sun siya madaurin ki daya, hannuna da hannunka she mu kamanta sunna, tunda dai mu munte to kan mu manta da baya.
Idan kamun kai ya fi kamun hula da na laraba ni da kai, tashin hankali da siyasa zai zama da bacin rai, a barka ka tada zaune sai hauka fit the right. You know I yalla bai, peace over war, let's get two fingers in the sky, symbolize is nothing but love. Then this is what I call the bitter truth. Mu kyale wani siyasa zango youth, hey da mu so juna mu ringa yin majunan mu nasi'a. Makaryata ke fadi wa shurum ya fi komai, duban shurum ya fi komai, da bebe ya fi kowa.
A gaishe ka ni futa ranka ya dade, a ja zamanin ka zuwa can ai ta bangare. To zaman lafiya zuwa rubutu, Allah maimaita muna shekara da shekaru. To bangon nan na da yawa, akwai na kalangare pepe kani ka ne pepe, yayan ka ne balarabe, wai menene fade fade kishi fadan da gaske, a bar ni in kashe pepe mu yi zaman ba annabe. Musulmi ya ga musulmi yau washe ya dake, ka tambaye shi me ya faru sai ya ce ma an rabe. Pepe abin ka na wane mu ga mu ai mu kan kashe mu rika tutan zumunci, mu duba kan mu tabe.
I stand for peace, so I had haters. Medina so some bum fake, so I got my true soldiers. So stand at peace, all troublemakers. Dakanta, muke fuji shade 100 meters.
Welcome back, right here on Baina News Store on BainaTV. Our first headline: Supreme Court election ruling. The Supreme Court has affirmed my election 2020 victory, says President-elect Nana Akufo-Addo. He said the court has affirmed my victory on the December 2020 presidential election. The incumbent president, who stood on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party, NPP, took to his Twitter handle to celebrate his victory on Thursday, 4th of March 2021. The Supreme Court, in a unanimous ruling, affirmed my victory in the presidential election of 7 December 2020, President Akufo-Addo posted on his Twitter account. Miss Anita, we've all been waiting for this, and it finally dropped yesterday. What do you think?
I mean, it was predictable. It was a predictable judgment from the way the proceedings went on in the court. I think most of the party faithfuls knew where it was leading, and I think I wasn't surprised by the judgment. And ex-President Mahama says he accepts the verdict, but he doesn't. He feels it's not there. He used a word there which I've forgotten. But he doesn't accept the decision or something like that. He says something like that. So, I mean, that's what the court has said or ruled. So, you don't have any other option than to accept, because that's the highest court in the country. So, that's all. But it was predictable anyway.
You think we were all expecting it? Because obviously the opposition knew that they had something to say. They had a case, and I believe this is why Mr. John Dramani Mahama disagrees with the Supreme Court on the ruling. He actually said why the Supreme Court, in his one of his submissions, why the Supreme Court dismissed Mahama's 2020 presidential petition. He says the Supreme Court, in a unanimous judgment on Thursday, said it has not reason to order a rerun of the 2020 presidential election between Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and John Dramani Mahama. The court therefore dismissed the election petition, which was filed by Mr. John Dramani Mahama, challenging the declaration of Nana Akufo-Addo as the winner of the election. The 7-member panel, presided over by the Chief Justice, Justice Kwesi Enim-Yeboah, said the petition lacked merit.
Well, yeah, what they are saying is the NDC didn't have the evidence to show that the MPP did not win the election. And, they wanted the they wanted the EC chairperson to mount the, what's it called? Is it the stage or podium to be cross-examined? And that wasn't allowed by her own lawyers.
Right.
So I think that's, the decision has been made.
Well,
and it has been dismissed. So that's all. Case closed.
Well, in his subjection, he actually said, I disagree with the process of trial and ruling of the SC, says Mr. John Dramani Mahama. The petitioner in the just ended election petition, Mr. John Dramani Mahama, has expressed his disappointment in the Supreme Court's unanimous decision to dismiss his election petition. Reacting to his defeat, the former president intimated that his defeat came as no surprise, as the Apex Court had denied many of the applications filed by his legal team. In a quote, he says, "No one who follows the proceeding of the Supreme Court will be surprised with the judgment pronounced a few hours ago."
Yeah, that's just what I was telling you. It was predictable. So we move, the country moves on. That's all. We look forward to the 2024 election. That's all.
But there are a lot of speculations as well that the whole case was a waste of time, was a waste of people's precious time, the country's time.
Well,
so why even go to the court in the first place if it lacks merit?
Yeah, the NDC felt they won the election because of maybe the numbers and the numbers that were announced, even on the ones that were posted on the website, didn't tally at a certain point. They posted some, they pulled them down. They posted other ones, they pulled them down. So all those things made them think maybe they were changing figures.
Okay.
And for a country like Ghana, where we have good statisticians around, a body like the EC, like the Electoral Commission, shouldn't have erred in that, because you can't just post something and then pull down that there were errors in it. So
right. So it kind of calls for questioning.
Yes, it makes the public doubt the credibility of what you were posting. So that means you were changing figures and posting and then pulling down and posting and pulling down. But then, what to do? It's
what it is.
Yeah, it's been dismissed, and but then just like I was saying the other day, the Supreme Court or the judges, I think the public have lost a whole lot of faith in them. That's where it has gotten to now. And these bodies should just be independent. I think there are some institutions that should just be independent, devoid of any presidential interference. That's just the way out of this, because if the person is appointed by the president, he definitely would do the bidding of the person that appointed him. So there's no two-way. This is Africa. So I think independency of these institutions is the best.
Yeah.
Appointment of CJ by the president and all these other things should just be stopped.
I think they should be totally separated. That way people, could make real informed judgment should such a case arise.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I suppose this brings the whole petition to a close for now.
Oh, it's a case closed for now, except maybe the NDC will go to the International Court of Justice or whatever.
Right, that's in The Hague.
So okay. they didn't have the time.
All right, but Ghana won at the end of the day, right? So, okay, so in other news, Akufo-Addo will go down as worst leader in corruption fight, says Mr. Ofosu Kwache, former Deputy Information Minister. Felix Ofosu Kwache has said President Akufo-Addo's directive to former Auditor General, Mr. Daniel Domolovo, to proceed on retirement makes him Ghana's worst leader in the fight against corruption. Mr. Akufo-Addo's action follows an indication by the Audit Service Board that Mr. Domolovo has overstayed in the work force as his retirement cut off in June last year.
Yeah, so this whole thing started last year. They said that he should go on, was it compulsory leave, if I remember?
Yeah.
And then he went and so many issues came up. And then just, was it Monday or so? Or, okay, maybe Wednesday or so, we're told his age doesn't tally with, was it his birth set or something?
Right.
I don't get it. And then that he is a Togolese or something like that.
I see. So
how does
a lot
that
of speculations coming up.
How does that come into this? Because so all along people didn't know he maybe was a descendant of a Togolese, or he's a Togolese, or his age. So that means they never verified his age before giving him the appointment. So it's a whole lot of
So that
issues.
in itself is,
it's
to start with, it's kind of
fishy. And then the president, who is 77 years old, will be telling someone who is like in his 60s to go on retirement because his set. So okay, maybe there's no retirement age for presidents. I think I don't think so in the Constitution.
Not that we've heard of.
But then the civil service, I think the retirement age is 60, and then I think they are trying to change it to 65. If I'm not wrong. So it's to go on retirement anyway.
Right.
That's what is said. But then the whole process doesn't look good, and then it still puts doubts on the minds of the people that corruption is in the system.
Right.
Corruption is in the system.
Right.
There was something probably they were trying to keep away from the public, and that's why they had to do away with this man.
So you think it's not because of his age he had to go retirement?
I don't think it's all about age, because if it was all about the age, so before you appoint a person, you don't
must
check
know their age. You need to check their verification and all of that.
Data and all that.
Yes.
So it's not about the age. for me. I don't think there's more to it aside the age. Yeah.
But he continued. He said that he claims Mr. Domolovo was handed out because of his upcoming audit of coronavirus expenditure by the government. Also quoting, don't forget also that Mr. Domolovo was returning at a time when he could have had the opportunity to audit books with respect to their expenditure regarding the fight against COVID-19. Mr. Kwache wants Ghanaians and civil society organizations to ensure public officials like Daniel Domolovo are protected.
Yes.
Yeah, just okay. We will be following up with that story. Okay, so let's move on to now the kidnapped Takoradi girls. Trial Defense Counsel abandons the case. I mean,
yeah, maybe
unbelievable.
Maybe he wasn't paid, or he doesn't have enough evidence to, continue with the case. We are not sure till we know what's happened. But then a whole lot of things will make a lawyer abandon such a case. I think there are 2 Nigerians being trialed for the kidnapping.
Yeah.
But I think one is saying he never knew these girls, and he's not a kidnapper.
Yeah.
But up till now, we don't really know what happened.
What's going on? So I think
we don't know what
actually
what happened. So it's just for us to still be following up. Yeah. But then we just hope justice is, given, and then the girls would, the family of the girls would have peace, because it's not easy losing, your child or your loved one.
No, not at all.
Through
not
kidnap or murder, it's not easy. So probably maybe the judgment will give them a closure, and then the court has to do that as soon as possible, because it's been delayed for so long. It's taking so long a time.
Yeah.
So it has
because
to be,
it's even leaving the public mind that such a case existed. So well, the defense lawyers for the 2 Nigerians standing trial for the murder of the 4 missing Takoradi girls yesterday failed to appear before the Second High Court without prior notice. So they didn't even appear. At the last adjournment, the court ordered the prosecution to file its written address by February 17, 2021, while the defense counsels for Samuel Odudwek, Wills, and John Oji were to file their written addresses by February 24, 2021 for oral submissions to be heard yesterday. However, both counsels failed to file their written addresses as directed by the court and did not show up in court at all yesterday with no explanation. The court, presided over by Justice Richard J. Frempong, a justice of the Court of Appeal with additional responsibility as a High Court judge, said the verdict of the jury fixed for tomorrow would be delivered as scheduled. So
that, is it today?
It's supposed to be today, I guess.
But that was yesterday, because today is
it's already I think
Friday. This was yesterday,
so it should be today. So the court, however, adjourned proceedings to today to enable counsels to address the jury before tomorrow's verdict is announced. So we will see the outcome of that. Let's move on now to a really gruesome story about a woman from the Kukumlimli suburb in Accra was found dead in a hotel room just this morning. It says the woman is said to be in her mid-30s. She was found dead at Nana Jima Hotel located at Kukumlimli, a suburb of Accra. According to the hotel's management, a man booked a room on Monday, March 1st, 2021 and had a female visitor. The client left the next day and did not return. On March 3rd, management broke into the room and found the woman visitor dead on the bed. Following a formal complaint, the police proceeded to the scene of the crime and found the deceased without any form of identification. The body was inspected and wounds suspected to have been inflicted with a sharp implement seen on the lady's face. Police reports further stated that the management of the hotel had poor record keeping. Very sadly.
Yes, quite sad. I mean, for me, I think prostitution should be legalized, because those sort of things, you know, if assuming the person had an identity, she never even had any identity on it, so how do you trace her? But if this is something that has probably been legalized, you know, you have some form of
identity. You think the hotel will be able to keep some
records? For the hotel, I've never heard the name of that hotel, so probably maybe it's a brothel, I'm not too sure, but I mean, you can't say, we don't know the place. But then it was negligent on the part of the hotel staff. Someone came in to book a room, and then the person left maybe without telling you people he was coming back or anything. And then you wait until the third day before you go and check the room, and meanwhile you knew the person had a female visitor. I mean, that's absurd. It was negligence on their part. The security, and that's what will make me conclude probably the hotel is not just, I mean, a proper hotel, maybe a guest house or something, because it's so bad.
Yes, it is, absolutely.
And,
I mean, she's found
then you didn't check the second day. It was till the third day before. On the third before you had to go and break into the room and see. So that means you never asked the guest when the person was checking out if okay, where is the lady that came to see you? I mean,
yeah, because there are two people, obviously. Yes, so if you're checking out of the hotel,
if you're checking out, and then except maybe he ran away, he didn't tell them he was checking out, and he just walked out of the hotel that maybe he was coming back. So very negligent on the part of the hotel.
Yes,
and I don't think any proper hotel would do that, because ordinarily when even when two women want to check into a room, two males and two females, they say it's not allowed. And then now a man checks in, a female visitor comes to visit him, and she didn't come out. You never bothered to ask the person, and then the person checks out till the second day before you are going to check the room. I mean, it's so negligent. Negligent on their part. The security there is not.
Yeah, I also think that, you know, also for females being a woman, I mean, you can't just go into any of these places without carrying any form of ID.
Identity,
you need to have your ID, some form of, you know.
At least someone should know where you are.
Yes.
Maybe your friend or, you know, a relative or something.
Yes,
so
yes.
Because now it's risky going, especially we don't know, maybe she knew the man, or maybe it was a client, you know, relationship they had or whatever. We don't really know. But then, no matter what, even if she was a prostitute, I think her colleagues should know that she told them she was going to this particular place, or this person picked her up. So the whole thing, I mean, tells us to know, I mean, makes us know that identification is necessary.
It's necessary, yes. And proper record keeping.
And proper record keeping in the hotels.
Because if anything at all, should she not have her ID with her, the hotel should have at least been able to take her name, contact details, etc.
Yes. So if there was an ID, you will be able to trace the family or anybody.
Yeah.
So it's a very important topic, and the police have to look into it.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so that's all we've got for you for today. We'll be right back. right here on Baina News Store on BainaTV. We are now looking into a quick update of the COVID-19 vaccine. Disregard myths, fake stories on COVID-19 vaccine, says Dr. Adofu Ofosu, who is the Deputy Director at the Ghana Health Services. Yes, he said the vaccine was just as safe as other vaccines that had been in the country since. He encouraged health workers to help educate the public on why it was important to take the vaccine. Miss Anita Asamoah, public health advocate.
Yeah, so for the vaccine, of course, there's been so many doubts and theories around. And I mean, it's normal because vaccines usually take a longer period, you know, but because with the COVID, because it's a pandemic, they had to do what they had to do, and within a year and a half or so, it's a year and some months, you know, and the scientists had to come up with a vaccine that has been trialed and are now being given to people. So people are in doubt because they feel normally it should have taken a longer period, and just within this short period the vaccines are here. But then that doesn't mean that for any vaccine to be out there, it's undergone so many stages. The CDC, WHO, I mean the Food and Drugs Board Authority of different countries, you know, and they are safe. I mean, no country would import something for its citizens and then something bad for its citizens, you know. But then the vaccine is not, no one is going to force it on you to go and take it, because definitely you have to consent to wanting to take it because it's a vaccine. Yeah, but then it's good if we all take it, and then we are all safe. And as usual, if you take it, we still continue with the wearing of the nose mask and the washing our hands and using the hand sanitizer, because the vaccine doesn't cure the COVID. It just reduces the fatality rate or the severity of it. That's when you get infected. So it doesn't cure COVID. In Ghana, the one we got has been found to have a high efficacy, and I think the public should do away with any doubts they are having now and go for the shot, especially those at risk. And now, I mean, they are even concentrating more on the adults who have underlying health conditions like diabetes, hypertension, and the whole rest of them. You get it? So that at least they are at risk, and I mean, it will protect them first. Right. So if you have your relatives, your family, your uncles at home in the communities and all that who have underlying health conditions and, you know, are at home, you should try and let them get the vaccine so that it will protect them, just in case probably they contract COVID. It wouldn't be severe. But then it is safe, just like any immunization that we've got in the country. And then the vaccines we've been using all along, I mean, none is prepared in Ghana. So, I mean, you saying that they are coming to kill us and all that, I mean, it's absurd. Because if they had wanted to do that, I think they would have done that a long time ago. And yeah, and WHO is not going to allow, I mean, that they won't allow anything like that to happen. Just because you feel some people are black, then you're going to make some vaccines to go and kill them. No, that's crime against humanity.
Yeah.
No, they won't do that. They won't do that.
Okay, so Miss Anita, just wanted to ask you, can you take us through the process you know, when we go to the centers for vaccination, how what's the process?
Okay, yeah. So when you get to the vaccination center, they will take down your biodata on the tablets. I mean, just for records keeping, for data, and then talk to you, and then you get your shot. You may, after getting the shot, you have to sit for maybe like 15 to 20 minutes, so that just in case maybe after getting it, maybe you were a bit dizzy or something, but sit down for some while, then you go home. But after getting the vaccine, you can do anything, whatever you used to do, you can do it, and then you can take it on any of the arms. But then mostly if you take it on the non-dominant hand, so if you're maybe a righty, you take it on the left side, and if maybe you're a lefty, you take it on your right hand side, on your right arm rather. So and then when you take it, you may have the slight headache, I mean maybe slight body temperature, but all this with paracetamol you will be okay. Yes, okay. For now we've not seen any, nobody has reported any adverse effects we've seen. No report of that has been made, and I think you should take especially the elderly ones with conditions, let them go first and take the vaccine.
Okay, so we are told that we have 600,000 AstraZeneca that came into Ghana, and the population of Ghana is over 30 million. How are we certain that this will cover? Obviously, the proportion doesn't match.
Yes. So
what are we
this
looking
is
at?
the first batch we got. I mean, definitely more. We can COVAX. COVAX will give us more. This was just the first one we got, and more are coming in. So because the vaccine itself is not just a single dose, there are 2 doses. You go for the first shot and then the second one.
And so within what duration?
Yeah, so the duration is within 21 to 42 days. But then for AstraZeneca, it's been found that the duration of 12 weeks, 3 months, makes it more efficacious. So
what does that mean?
What that means, when you take your first shot, the efficacy is like 76%. The first shot alone, it protects you up to that level of efficacy, you see. And then by the time you get the second shot after that 3 months, it makes it like the percentage goes higher and gets to 92%.
Right.
So that's the efficacy we are talking about. And okay, that was what you asked me.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so just some statistics coming in as well, that we have 200,000 came in, and is to come as the second consignment, additional to the 600,000 that came in. So that makes it obviously 800,000.
Oh, definitely more for that. More will
it's
come
still
in.
Not even up to half a million.
More
so
what
are we talking about? 30 million
in
population, and less than even a million.
Yeah, COVAX Shield is what I mean. COVAX is working with the WHO and Gavi and the rest of them. More will come. We'll get more of it, and I mean, we have to be thankful to them because we, the low and middle income countries, we are getting this for free. So I mean, we should be grateful. I mean, our leaders are trying, but I mean, we still have a long way to go. And these people have always been helping us with the vaccines and stuff like that, you see. So for the vaccine, it is safe, and I mean, I would admonish everyone to go for it.
So you think we should be excited that the vaccine is here?
Oh yes, we should be.
Everybody should be going out there, because I made some inquiries yesterday.
Okay.
And I was asking some hospitals about the availability, and I was asking questions like, how long is the queue? Because I'm curious about how many people are there who is going there, how long do you have to wait. Surprisingly, some were telling me about 10 people. So I don't know, again, if this is because there isn't enough education, you know, it's not out there that people ought to go out to go and take it. What more could be done? Because obviously, you know, this is the vaccine. So, I mean,
people have been taking. I mean, a whole lot of people have taken, and if you take it, you get your card to show for it. People have been taking, but then it doesn't take you so long to take it. So, I mean, I don't think there should be any queue there, except maybe, you know, maybe the morning rush or something. But it's not as if it's a process that takes so long for there to be queue and you know. But then all the protocols have to be observed, just like I mean we are saying. If you go anywhere, you have to the sitting arrangements. You have to sit, I mean, far from the other person, and you wear your face mask, and then you wait for your turn to take the shot.
Okay, well, if that is all we need to do and to expect, I guess we should all be looking out at going to take the vaccine. How about the chemical processes of the vaccine?
The chemical, so for the vaccine, for that one, like this was, the one we got here got from what we call adenovirus. And then when it's the first shot is given to you, which is a primer dose, it prepares your body against any you know, against an invasion by the COVID-19. So by the time you would get the booster shot, your body would have been fully prepared to fight. It will have developed antibodies against the COVID-19. So by the time, or just in case maybe you contract COVID, then your body, your immune system would be able to produce the antibodies to fight it.
Right.
But then for this shot, it's not certain maybe how long the immunity will be. So for now, we don't know. Maybe it has to become maybe a yearly thing, or maybe every 2 years. We are not sure yet. More work is being done on that. But then we would know with time, maybe, because COVID has come to stay, I mean, definitely, obviously, and maybe every year we'll have to go for a shot, just like the flu shot, or maybe every other year we'll have to go for a shot.
Right.
More research is being done on that.
One last question. Taking the vaccine, does it mean that you cannot obviously go on with other medication? Should you be on some form of medication? Or if you're already taking medication, should you not take the vaccine? Or advise us what we're supposed to do? Because
a whole lot of people are on medication, the hypertension medication, the diabetes, and all those stuff. People are on medication. You can go for your vaccine. Doesn't mean that because you're on medication, you don't go for the vaccine. But then, if your doctor says, or the facility you've been going to, you are not too clear about it, you can go and ask your doctor, if can I go for the vaccine? If the doctor says, oh yes, you can, then why not? But there's no nobody is saying that if you're on maybe hypertension medication, you should not go for the vaccine. No. But then if you are not okay, if you're unwell, maybe you have like malaria, you're already not well, like right now, you shouldn't go for it. Wait till you recover before you go for it. You get the point? That's if you're sick, you don't go for it now. Wait for till when you are well, then you go for it.
Okay, so I believe we've had some really valid information from you, Miss Anita. I think we are more empowered, more informed to go out there and take the vaccination.
So let's keep wearing the mask,
and doing our
hands
part of
and
it.
doing our part of it, yes.
Okay.
Because it's still out there.
Right.
And then even though you are protected, it doesn't mean you are careless about it. Yeah. So we have to still adhere to all the rules. Yeah.
Okay. Other news. Man jailed 25 years. 3 others remanded over taxi theft. One of the 4 suspected involved in a taxi robbery incident at somewhere in Achi municipality in the eastern region has been sentenced to 25 years in jail by the Asamoah Circuit Court. Benjamin Kofi Labi, who's 24 years old, pleaded guilty with explanation at last Tuesday's proceedings and was found guilty on his own plea by the circuit court presided over by Mr. Abukari Abbas Adams, who slapped him with a 25 years prison term. His 3 accomplices, namely Stephen Kofi, Jemfi, Richard Kofi and Kelvin, all under 30, pleaded not guilty and have been remanded in police custody to appear before the court on Wednesday, March 31st. 25 years.
Yeah. They are they are still young, so maybe by the time they are 55 thereabouts, but it will be a life wasted. And then we don't know the kind of theft, taxi theft. So was it like they stole the taxi from?
Well, the story says the 4 suspected robbers were arrested by the police in an alleged taxi robbery incident on Wednesday, February 24th, following a complaint by the owner of the taxi, Mr. Enoch Okani, to the police at the snap checkpoint on the Suhum Asamoah Road on the same day. So they had attempted to steal a taxi. It was an attempted robbery.
So if it was this February, then that mean the judgment was fast.
Yes.
Well, that's good. Yeah. So it show we don't know. It's a whole lot.
I think there should be further investigation.
If you talk, they will say unemployment and the rest of them. But even though with the unemployment, you can still look for some other things to do. Not armed robbery, because definitely armed robbery, if you are caught, you go to jail, and then you can be shot even in the process of robbing someone. The police can shoot you. So let's look for other means of livelihood as youths, and then education too helps in its own way. But though not all educated people have jobs, or there's unemployment, but then it's another way out. So
because what's really surprising about this as well is they're all below 28, they're all below 30. So you have 19-year-old, 22-year-old, 20-year-old, and a 25-year-old.
So it's sad, but then maybe the term they've been served, I think it's long. I don't know.
It is 25 years. That's what I'm saying. Maybe there could be a review of some sort.
Yeah, maybe when they spend some time there, then maybe they could appeal or something. I don't know, but that's quite, because by the time they come out, it's just a wasted life.
Yes, it is
60 or maybe 50 thereabout. I say maybe the 19-year-old, and in this society, even when you come out from jail, you may not be able to get any good job to do, and except maybe your family members would want to help you. If they have, there's nothing you can really. Nobody will want to employ you to do anything for them.
And also the stigmatization.
Yes.
Could there be a better way, of inspiring the youths to use their life wiser, like real programs that could help them?
Yeah, it's just the entrepreneurship programs and trainings, and then in the prisons too, I think some of them learn some form of artisanship in prison. So I think that too should help when they come out. So if in the prison, you're able to learn how to sew or, plumbing or whatever. I think
some
that
form
one
of craft,
too, from
skill.
some form of maybe bead making and all that. Maybe that would help too when the person is released from jail. And I think all the prisons should do that, especially for the younger inmates, so that when they are released, they will have a form of skill they will be able to use outside here and then be able to have a life or come back into the
integrate
society,
back into the society.
Yes, integrate back into the society. So the prison service, should look into that.
Yes, I think this is a case that also probably needs some form of review, because 25 years
is too much.
Sometimes you need to look at the margin of error. So I'm sure there will be more to this story. Okay, so we've come to the end of our news tour. Thank you for joining me. We've had our special guest in the house, Miss Anita Asamoah, public health advocate and social media guru. Thank you. See you next time.
Salamu alaikum uwa muna gaisuwa mun zo muku da wannan shiri don ku samu karuwa Haya TV da Liti Creation mun fito da sabuwa tare da ambassador Peace don mu samu sharkuwa wannan rayuwa da muke ciki babu gaskiya ana ta yake ana zama cikin damuwa ni dai Liti sai na gan kamar nayi tsintuwa saboda cikin rayuwa ta babu wani furuntuma nayi rantsuwa da Allah mai sammai da kasai rayuwar mu a nan duniya fa yana da ban tausayi zama cikin hadari da zama cikin tsautsayi hadin kai ne ba mu da shi sannan kuma ga sun kai ku bar mu yi daya mu kama hanya mu je mu nemi zaman lafiya ko da nawa ne mu sai neme shi tuntuni neme shi a gurguje to ambassador Peace tare da ita kuma me kuka ce
garin namu ne mu duba kai ya rarrabe one love peace muna son unity ni da kai mu yi guda don power is the ability ka so na waje kamar na gidanka no kalami domin mu duka mun zo ne mu duka za mu tafi malamai na wasi wai mu ganci nan mu bari munafuka shari ba ta muna gari da yawo base to base suna kulla shari bai da kyau ku bar mu gamu suriya guda Hausawa na cewa sun siya madaurin ki daya hannuna da hannunka she mu kamanta sunna tunda dai mu munte